Verity is a concept that is fundamental to the search for truth and knowledge. It is a term that is often used in philosophy, epistemology, and other disciplines that deal with the nature of truth and reality. At its core, verity is about the accuracy and reliability of information, and the ability to discern truth from falsehood. In this essay, we will explore the concept of verity in greater detail, looking at its various aspects and implications. The first aspect of verity that we will consider is its relationship to knowledge. Verity is closely tied to the idea of knowledge, as it involves the search for truth and accuracy in information. In order to have knowledge, one must be able to discern what is true from what is false, and verity is an essential component of this process. Without verity, knowledge would be unreliable and untrustworthy, and we would not be able to make informed decisions or judgments. Another important aspect of verity is its connection to objectivity. Verity requires an objective approach to information, as it involves seeking out the truth regardless of personal biases or preconceptions. Objectivity is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows us to approach information with an open mind and evaluate it on its own merits. Without objectivity, we would be unable to discern truth from falsehood, as our biases and preconceptions would color our perceptions. Verity also involves a commitment to evidence-based reasoning. In order to discern what is true from what is false, we must rely on evidence and logical reasoning. Verity requires us to evaluate information based on its evidentiary support and logical consistency, rather than accepting it based on personal beliefs or opinions. This commitment to evidence-based reasoning is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows us to separate truth from falsehood and arrive at accurate conclusions. Another important aspect of verity is its connection to honesty and integrity. Verity requires us to be honest with ourselves and others about what we know and what we do not know. It also requires us to be honest about our sources of information and to avoid misrepresenting or distorting information in order to fit our preconceived notions or agendas. This commitment to honesty and integrity is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows us to build trust and credibility with others and to arrive at accurate conclusions. Verity also involves a commitment to critical thinking. In order to discern what is true from what is false, we must be able to evaluate information critically and objectively. This involves asking questions, challenging assumptions, and considering alternative explanations. Critical thinking is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows us to identify weaknesses and flaws in information and arrive at more accurate conclusions. Another important aspect of verity is its connection to transparency. Verity requires us to be transparent about our methods and sources of information, as well as our own biases and limitations. Transparency is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows others to evaluate our methods and conclusions and to identify any potential biases or flaws in our reasoning. Verity also involves a commitment to intellectual humility. In order to discern what is true from what is false, we must be willing to admit when we do not know something or when our conclusions may be flawed. Intellectual humility involves recognizing the limits of our own knowledge and expertise, and being willing to consider alternative explanations and perspectives. This commitment to intellectual humility is essential to the pursuit of verity, as it allows us to remain open-minded and receptive to new information and perspectives. Another important aspect of verity is its connection to skepticism. Verity requires us to be skeptical of claims that are not supported by evidence or that are inconsistent with our current understanding of the world. Skepticism involves questioning assumptions and evaluating claims based on their evidenti.